Hey, and welcome to Nug and Cymek Review DC Comics, the New 52, where every week we review every single one of the new DC universe. I'm Andrew Cymek.
And I'm Nug, and we're going to kick it off this week with the book that we've been kind of dreading.
We have been bad-mouthing this book.
Without even having read it.
Yeah.
We've been openly saying that we've been dreading the reading of iVampire.
Like, we've been saying that this book could actually kill us. I mean,
for the weeks we've been doing this, we've been saying this is the book that might murder us.
And now?
It's pretty good. It's shockingly pretty good. I'm not a vampire person. I don't care about True Blood. I don't care about Twilight. I'm not interested in vampires. The last time I was interested in vampires was Love at First Bite with George Hamilton.
Secretly, I really wanted to say that this book was my book of the week.
Before we got
in, I was like, you know, how funny would it be if this was actually my book of the week? Not my book of the week, but still a very good book.
It's a very good book.
I thought the art was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It really got the tone of what they wanted to do. I don't know if you remember our second review show. We were reviewing Men of War.
Right.
And I had mentioned that the one part that was almost a misstep for me was the introduction of the superheroes into a realistic war book. I felt that with iVampire, it's the same mistake.
Well, they're not there. They're mentioned.
They're mentioned. For spoilers, the vampires mentioned that this is now a world taken over by aliens, and how would they fare against Superman and an army of Green Lanterns? The book doesn't need that line.
No, but this book exists. All of these all of these books exist in the same universe. I can see why someone like me, who doesn't give a crap about vampires and is picking up this book as part of the New 52, wants to see how it connects to the rest of the 52.
And I understand that, but for me, it was a very strong read, adding the superhero element in like a throwaway line. Like, it's a line that if it's cut, it doesn't bring the storyline down at all. Didn't need it. That was my one, little quabble with it.
But it was a very good book.
Overall, we're eating crow here, guys.
We really are.
iVampire is not a bad book.
I'm actually interested to read the next book.
So am I.
Up next, The Fury of Firestorm. The old, the new.
Wait.
Oh, sorry, go right
Nug is a huge Firestorm fan.
I'm a big fan of Firestorm.
And a huge Gail Simone fan
and I do enjoy Gail's writing. Hi, Gail. She has watched this, I think. Hi, Gail. Big fan of Firestorm. Big fan of Ronnie Raymond from the early incarnations. And grew to like Jason Rusch. I've been with Firestorm through all his incarnations. You know, the Blank Slate, the Elemental, Jason, Ronnie, all versions. And this book introduces Firestorm to a whole new readership, a whole bunch of new people. Introduces Firestorm, the concept, in a new way. They join together in a new way. Jason's clearly the Martin Stein, the professor. He's mentioned, of course, but he's the smart one, and Ronnie's kind of the jock, which is kind of an interesting dichotomy for the two characters. I'm using big words this week, by the way, just so you know.
I don't even know what
it's a nice trade-off, to mirror the guys. He's a jock. He's a nerd. He's black. He's white. He'll get into that in a minute. The book's not a bad book. It's a great read. It's a great fresh take on Firestorm. I like the hints of the other Firestorms around the world, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But now...
Well, first, I'll go through what I liked about the book. I'm not a huge Firestorm fan, first of all. My favorite Firestorm moment was in Identity Crisis, where he was stabbed and then...
Wow, hates Firestorm.
I don't hate Firestorm. I just
like when he got murdered.
I thought that was a good scene. Sometimes in a character's death, he played the martyr, where he's like, go save everyone, and, kind of went off. I do like the... almost a fresh take on Firestorm, like it's bigger than just the one.
Yeah, which I really like too.
I like the fact that they brought in the Hadron Collider, however the hell you pronounce that thing. But I felt that some of the art wasn't up to snuff.
And we looked at our book. I think our book got a bad printing. Some of the darks were real. Some of the black ink was really, really gray.
Yeah.
It looked like it got printed super fast, or at the end of the ink, like if your cartridge was out of toner.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
So both our books were like that. But the one thing that I was thinking, I really liked the Jason, Ronnie, jock versus nerd.
I did too.
I felt that the racism angle that they put in there felt a little forced. I mean, that's just me. I can, I'm sure that some people may appreciate that. I just felt that it was enough. It was like Firestorm is a book that's like action packed and I mean, hell, spoilers at the end, monstrous,
huge
okay,
thing,
like
Fury.
huge things.
Well, they see it on the cover. There's this massive thing. It shows up. This is one of the few covers of the 52 that shows every one of these people shows up in the book.
That's true. I mean, it's just energy blasts, people going through walls, action, adventure. I don't know. It's like, do I want a sprinkle of racism in
Maybe
you know
not.
what I'm saying?
Maybe
like
not.
in the book. I don't know. For me, it felt forced. You might like it, but for me, it felt like they were just adding something that you got it. Nerd versus jock.
But
That's simple.
I do like the threat, that the global threat that Firestorm looks to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I like most about this take on Firestorm is that for the first time, it feels like Firestorm actually matters.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm like, oh, this is the first time I actually want to see where it goes with Firestorm.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
So,
great job.
Yeah, good job.
Gail, Ethan, great stuff. Oh boy! Aquaman. I actually had a hard time choosing whether I was going to wear my Firestorm shirt or Aquaman shirt for this review. This Aquaman, for readers new and for readers old, this book touches every part of Aquaman that you have an issue with.
Yes.
Which is amazing to read. Talking to fish.
Yeah.
How do you survive out of the water? Aren't you from Atlantis? Isn't that not a real place?
The fact that Aquaman has been the blunt of so many jokes.
Oh,
you know, and he brings them all up.
My sketch troupe,
yeah,
that I was in, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, used to do a Christmas sketch where Batman and Superman gave each other gifts, and Aquaman walked in at the end and was the joke.
Right.
Aquaman has been a joke for years.
And Jeff does not shy away from that. But not only that, it's how Aquaman reacts to those jokes. It was just great. It was
the whole book is like this. Hey, you guys hear about that, Andrew? What a nerd. Oh, dude, he's right there. That's the whole book, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, so for us, definitely a pickup. Jeff has done it again.
Definitely check out Aquaman. Right back in, more Justice League. Here we go with the Flash. Not married to Iris, dating Patty, and then runs into Iris later. And, hey, spoiler alert, Iris's boobs are huge in this. So if you were upset by Catwoman and Starfire last week, skip Flash.
I cannot wait for the message boards to...
Well, they're huge in this. It's that one shot. I mean, sure, she's looking in a hole, but it's online. You can see the shot. Buy the book, you'll see it. Yeah. But I didn't understand... in the redesigns of the costumes, the grooves or the plating that looked like Barry was wearing, you see the costume come together, you see him run, you see the lightning around him. Now I sort of get what it's doing.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the book. I'm excited to read the next one.
Yeah, it was a good starter.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is the thing with Barry is I always find that he's got a problem with sometimes being boring. Like, just as a character. Wally West kind of had that smart alecky, bit to him where it's like it's all about speed and fun, and he feels like a younger soul. Barry Allen feels like an older soul.
Yep.
Even already in this book, the book is really well done. The art is great. Flash is still all about speed, and
the art does reflect that.
Again, it's a good starting book. For me, the issue is with the actual Barry Allen character. I want to know more about what makes Barry Allen tick, but hopefully we'll get that in later issues.
Yeah. Oh boy, coming up next, Justice League Dark, a cover featuring many people who do show up in the book.
They do show up. I mean, to be honest, this was one of the books that I was most excited to be reading this week, and it's probably because of that. It's probably the biggest disappointment for me.
I like everything about the book. I like where it's going. I like where it lives in that dark magic area of because I love Demon Knights and I like these characters. All of these characters I really like. Shade, Constantine, Deadman, Zatanna. Yeah. I love all these characters. This book, much like you said earlier, when the superheroes show up, and I know this is technically a superhero book, but there's a shot you've seen. It's been the preview page has been online, and it's in this book with Cyborg, Superman, and Wonder Woman going to fight the Enchantress. They look completely out of place in this book.
It looks silly.
I know that they're there to show that, Superman can't fight a magic thing.
Yeah, but
call in the magic people.
There's got to be another way of
yes, there has to be
assembling the team without saying, Superman and Wonder Woman and now Cyborg can't take care of it.
And Batman can't do it either.
Batman can't do it, so someone else has to... We get that.
We get that. What this reeks of is the stuff that I hate, where it's like, oh, the A team can't do it, as shown in these pages. Send in the B team, and then all they are going to look like is the B team from now on.
And that's the problem. These characters are all amazing, right? I mean, you got Zatanna. I mean, John Constantine, you brought him back. He's like, you know, he's an amazing character. Keanu Reeves played him for heaven's sake.
Don't bring that movie up. You're going to ruin this whole thing.
Honestly, I'm a huge Constantine fan. Right?
It's great.
And it's like, you've got all these amazing characters. Why set it up like they're the...
Yeah.
You know, and I know it's like, the Justice League can't handle this, so bring in Justice League Dark. But bring them in slow and really get the characters and getting them together.
Overall, the book is great. It puts everything in motion that you want, sets up a big threat, and the threat being the future. There's no definitive what that threat is, but there's this horrible thing going to happen.
There's a lot of good in this book.
There's a lot of great in this book.
I'm really being maybe overly hard on it because I really wanted this to be like just amazing, and I felt that it's not. They wasted, 5 pages on the Justice League, not the Justice League Dark. 5 pages can be a lot of pages,
but it is a good first step in the direction.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a huge Batman and Superman fan. I don't want to see Batman and Superman and Justice League Dark. No.
Oh boy, Teen Titans.
So far, Lobdell has written Superboy, which I didn't like. Red Hood and the Outlaws, which I liked, but everyone else supposedly didn't like.
Yeah.
And now this book. I was a little nervous about the redesigns for Red Robin. I don't mind it yet. I mean, I actually like the art in the book. I think that his Kid Flash is amazing. I like that Drake is kind of looking at a picture of Batman and going, "What have you started?"
Which is
with,
great.
With the sidekicks. There's a lot of moments. His Wonder Girl, Don't Call Me Wonder Girl, is very different. You know, I think it's a great starter issue. I think it's one of those books that's very hard to pinpoint where it's going. Well, we know where it's going. Superboy's going to come in and mess it all up. But I didn't mind the book. I thought it was an enjoyable read.
I look forward to, again, this is my BC team. Love talking. I look forward to the new characters.
Yeah.
There's the openly gay character who's coming.
Yeah.
There's this bug girl. There's this shadow person. I want to see these people. Coming up next... Green Lantern New Guardians. Right when we thought we were lanterned out, we got Green Lantern.
Which we were like, no! Green Lantern's still amazing!
We had Red Lanterns.
It was okay!
Wasn't there a fourth one?
Green Lantern Corps.
Wasn't bad.
It was not bad. It was actually good.
And now here we are with New Guardians. And it turns out I'm lanterned out again.
This is one of those books that would make you lanterned out. And it's not... You know what? The art's not bad.
No.
The story's not terrible. It's just we've seen all this before. Maybe it was because it was the last Green Lantern book of the month. It could be that. You know, it could
be.
We are reading every single book. It could be that the timing of this was just...
Yeah.
But the one thing that the common thread throughout is Kyle's also having problems paying the bills.
Which is great. Brings it back to Earth.
Right, but I mean, we saw that with Hal.
Up next, something from this is a Wildstorm character. This is the Voodoo. Once again, spoilers galore. If you did not like Catwoman and Red Hood last week, do not purchase this book.
Do not buy this book if you do not like those books, because why would you want to make yourself angry?
I'll brass tacks it right now. It takes place in a strip club. Girl's a stripper, being followed by some cops or some agents of some sort. May or may not have some sort of superpowers.
Now, it takes place in a strip club.
So guess what happens there?
Stripping.
Guess what that means?
Half-naked girls.
Boobies.
Yes.
So, if you had issue with boobies last week, you're going to have issues with boobies this week.
Okay, so now that we've talked about... The art is very cheesecake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty. If you do not like pretty pictures of...
pretty girls.
Strippers, then do not buy this book again.
Right.
But let's talk about the writing in the book.
I thought it was great.
And I thought it was okay. I think that, again, my problem with Red Hood and the Outlaws was Lobdell's one misstep of the cuddling scene.
Yeah, okay, with this I agree with you.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's spoilers. There's a moment where it's in a strip club, so he's enjoying a lap dance and all that stuff, and his partner... who's also a female, that they
clearly had some sort of relationship.
Have a relationship, is not enjoying it very well. There's the obligatory, she's still a strong, tough woman who can beat up guys scene that, kind of is set almost as a scale to women are objects, women are also tough. And then
an unnecessary scene where she leaves a message on his phone.
Where she calls up the other agent and just sounds so desperate.
Needy and desperate.
Why? Well, I don't understand why writers do this. Because it's like, that's a scene that they're going to now have the right to complain about the whole book being just about...
Absolutely.
Objectifying
You can
women.
have her call and say, hey, sorry I was a dick before, don't get yourself killed or do anything stupid tonight, and hang up. That's not a problem, but you don't need 2 pages of, oh boy, I'm sorry I did that thing because, just sometimes I get lonely.
And that's where it's like, look, it's beautiful art.
Yep.
I actually like the way the book ends. I mean,
yes.
I'm going to
definitely read the next
looking
one.
forward to the next one, but it's like sometimes when guys write their female characters and you're dealing it in a strip club and then you put in a scene like that where the whole point of that character is to balance out the fact that you're in a strip club, and it just comes across so desperate. I mean, Ron.
But other than that,
Ron.
other than that one misstep in the book, it's a pretty great book.
It's an enjoyable read. It's just, I look for stuff that people are gonna, latch onto and complain about. It's like, that scene is one of them.
I'll be the
Sorry.
whole book. BlackHawks, our next issue. I guess this is the agency book. This is the we're out to fight threats on a global level as a big secret agency. And in the book, of course, the problem is that some kid took a cell phone shot of the BlackHawks logo on a plane, and now people know that this thing exists, and they don't know what it is. They battle some people that are involved with nanites.
Yep.
And get inside people and make them do things, or give them powers of some sort, and one of our agents gets infected.
Yeah. That's pretty much the book.
That's the whole book.
If you like that, go pick it up.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was okay. I was actually excited for BlackHawks. But it was just an okay book. I didn't think it stood out as being amazing.
It's not a bad read.
No.
I'm going to read it again. I kind of want to see where it's going.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. But
this
again,
is one of those thumbs middle moments.
Thumbs in the middle.
It wasn't terrible, but that's not a ringing endorsement of a book.
No, it's not.
But it was a good read. I'll read it again. I'm going to definitely read it again, and then I'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All-Star Western is our next book. I have to say, going into the whole 52, while I do love Justin Gray, Jimmy Palmiotti, I love their run on Jonah Hex.
Amazing.
I'm not, iVampire, Voodoo, maybe All-Star Western in that book pile. Maybe not the books I'm looking forward to.
Right.
Maybe not always my cup of tea.
Yeah. You don't necessarily go to those books.
No, I don't walk up to the thing and go, ooh, All-Star Western.
Right.
What I do really like about the book is it's a Western, and it's a buddy cop or a buddy mystery thing.
Yeah.
And Jonah Hex is reluctantly teamed up with Dr. Arkham.
Yes. Oh, and for people who don't know, I mean, the great way of making Jonah Hex fresh, for new readers,
fish out of water anytime,
to put him into Gotham City. This is amazing. Like, dude, I love this.
The names that are thrown around, like, I love it when it's like, oh, this is Mayor Cobblepot.
Yeah.
And anybody who knows anything about DC goes, that's the Penguin. And he sort of looks like the Penguin, but he's clearly some descendant of the Penguin.
And also for
or
fans...
some predecessor of the Penguin.
And also for fans of Scott Snyder and Gates of Gotham, who mentions Mayor Cobblepot and Alan Wayne.
Oh,
and
that's all in there?
It's all in there.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's a great book. A great read.
It is really good. It might be my book of the week.
We'll see.
Up next, the Savage Hawkman. He's savage. Look how savage he is here with the atom on his shoulder, and now he's savage here.
He's savager.
He's more savage. It is a different take on Hawkman. He's still an archaeologist or a cryptologist or something like that.
I don't care.
Wow, he doesn't care.
This whole book, I mean, I know this may sound harsh. I actually like Hawkman, and
I do too.
I liked what they did with him in Bryce Day.
I did too.
I did not like this.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? It's not that I didn't like it. I didn't care about it.
With a character like Blue Beetle, who already has something in him, and then he transforms into Blue Beetle, why do you have a character like Hawkman who now gets the nth metal inside of him, and now it comes out of him to become Hawkman?
I don't know.
Why would you do two things like that?
You know what?
Remember last week I was saying, why would Captain Atom be so much like Firestorm?
Yeah.
And at least this week, Firestorm is different.
It is different, yeah.
So here's a character who's an older version of Blue Beetle. He's got some other alien artifact inside him that transforms him into this hero. It's two of the same book. Only one is for teens, and one is for people who want to be made angry about Hawkman.
You know what? I'm sorry. I just did not like the book. If you're a Hawkman fan, you might like it.
Yeah, maybe.
It may be. There was nothing here that got me, and it's like I want to read more Hawkman.
George,
I will.
Come here.
But I didn't.
Talk to the camera.
Okay.
What did you think of Hawkman?
Philip Tan, the art looked really great.
Lean right in here.
It felt there wasn't enough Hawkman.
Not enough Hawkman?
Not enough Hawkman.
Nah. Yeah, I mean, if a Hawkman fan is saying not enough Hawkman, then God, if that was not enough Hawkman, I think I've had my full of Hawkman.
Yes. Because one of my biggest disappointments was Mr. Terrific, and they liked it.
Oh, I liked it.
It was awful.
Oh, he thought it was terrible.
I thought it was terrible.
Just because he.
So these guys are.
Just because he runs Silver Snail.
I've been like 80% with these guys. So
but, hey, I'm only 80% with him.
They may not look like much, but they kind of know what they're talking about. So.
Wow. Huge burn. So here it is. Batman the Dark Knight. I don't know why there are 4 Bat books, but I guess Batman showing up in all the other books means Batman sells books.
Pretty much that's what it means. And I was actually looking forward to Finch's run on Batman before the reboot. I thought that was disappointing, to be honest. I love his art, but I thought storyline-wise, maybe it was because it was forced into... a longer run was forced into a shorter period of time, but I felt like the story was very rushed.
I didn't mind it. I could tell Bruce from the other people, unlike some of the other books we've read.
Mm-hmm.
The story's pretty neat. I like the escape at Arkham while he's still trying to be Bruce Wayne. And there's a cop, finally, after a question I've asked before, if Bruce Wayne has been outed as the guy who funds Batman, why are the cops not investigating Bruce Wayne as someone who funds a vigilante?
Yeah.
So someone finally comes and does that.
And as a Batman fan, aside from Batwing, I think this is the worst of the new launch titles, though. Aside from the art, I really liked, but, I mean, God, last week, my book of the week was Batman by Scott Snyder. And I felt that this was just not close. I mean, Batman 1 had a breakout in Arkham.
Yep.
This has a breakout in Arkham. It's like,
one of those other books had him talking about what he's going to do for the city.
I'm not going to be overly harsh on it because I felt that the first 3 pages of inner monologue about fear and it being a cannibal that just keeps eating and eating and sometimes you have to stand up to it, thought that was actually really good and really brilliant. I just thought that the rest of the book was just okay, especially following last week's best book of Batman.
I take it or leave it. Not a big Bat person, so I don't really care about the book. Interesting. I had to ask him who some characters were.
I didn't know. I mean, some of the redesigns are a little bit murky. I mean, I'm not sure, but
I picked out the key because he has keys around his neck. Right there, guys.
Sure sign.
Locked it down. And now, the book that I fear will make Andrew very angry and have for weeks. Superman, #1. Look at him hold up that Daily Planet.
Why so angry, Superman?
Oh, because he's edgy now.
Oh, that's it.
Right?
Edgy.
Edgy. Because you know what people hated about Superman? Not edgy. Now he's edgy.
Yeah. Nug, what did you think?
There was some good stuff in it, like when Superman's battling this fire alien, there's all these insets captions that are typed up, so it's a newspaper story, and it's pretty great. It's being reported on, like, you're reading it as it happens, which is kind of fun. But I liked that concept. I liked that use. It was really cool. Superman himself actually says the word bull. Not bullshit, but bull. He actually says bull. I don't know. The big blue Boy Scout wouldn't say that, and that's how you know. That's the first thing that he says or thinks or whatever in this book. The very first thing Superman says in the book is bull. I guess he's not the old Superman anymore. Oh, also, he's not wearing underpants. Andrew.
What a throw there.
He's not!
Yeah. This is probably the last week that I'm going to complain about this Superman, and then I'm just going to judge it from the standpoint of the story and the books. Perez uses a lot of narrative mechanics that I really liked. Like you said, the inset of describing the scene as told through a reporter.
Yeah.
I really liked the beginning and how they mention that what they're doing is they're changing Daily Planets. They're moving from the old building to the new building. And the way they're describing it, you know, it's a metaphor for the old Superman to the new Superman.
I went further. It's a metaphor from the old DC comics to the new, shiny DC comics with helicopter pads.
Which I find also ironic, though, that in the book, Superman himself is not happy with it. So right. I'm not sure if that's intentional. Okay, so
it is.
In terms of Superman, I'm sorry, guys. If this is the Superman that Grant Morrison's Superman eventually turns into, personally, I don't like it. He's edgier. Okay, is he more accessible? I don't know. He's definitely. He says, "I'm gonna snuff you out." He threatens to throw a bunch of criminals into space. You know, it's just one of those things. Yeah, he's darker, he's edgier. He's just my idea of Superman, and this is why I'm going to stop saying this after this week, is because I'll just sound like a broken record. There's a saying that I really like, and I hold dear. Once you stop believing in heroes, you stop aspiring to be one. And and I feel like with Superman, we have completely brought him down to our level in not the correct way. Where the very first image we see of Superman is him standing up, looking down at us, angry. If you look at that's our first image of Superman, is he's angry with us, and then he's all rough and tumble, and I like the dynamics between him and Lois. He's disheveled. I was saying, oh, for God's sakes, Clark, just tuck in your shirt. You don't need to be a slob.
And he did say that while he was reading the book. Tuck in your shirt.
What would your mother say, right? It's like, and that's, I guess, the thing is, they've removed his parents from his upbringing. I'm not sure how much, but it just seems like he needs the guidance of some stricter parents that, let him know what he believes in. I mean, I'm not sold on it. I feel like this Superman is not someone to be looked up to. And maybe that's the point. Have we become so jaded as a people that we can't look up to a hero that, we want to be like anymore, and we want him to be like us, like in the mud, like Batman. I mean, Superman, that's why I say that Superman for me is always the ideal of what we should try to be like, not him trying to be like us. That's my rant. I didn't like the portrayal of Superman, but I thought that there was a lot of art in terms of the mechanics of the storytelling. I liked the art. I don't like the Superman. I don't like the costume. That's it. That's all you hear from me. Next week, it'll just be how the story is.
I didn't care either way on the story because I'm not a big Superman person, but hey, you know what? He saved lives. That's what Superman does. He flies. That's what Superman does.
Oh, God.
So I don't know what else Superman does that you need him to do. But to you and to my friends who are upset where the Sorting Hat on Pottermore put them, it's a make-believe thing. It's a make-believe thing.
I know. It's just Superman was always meant to inspire.
Was it? Or was it meant to sell comic books?
That's the question.
And now it's time for this week's Red Tornado Watch. There is no Red Tornado in this week's comics. Alright, it's time to look at our books of the week. Books of the week, we'll go 6 this week. Aquaman.
I agree. Aquaman was really great.
Firestorm. A lot of fun, a lot of potential. Really looking forward to see where it goes. Weirdly, iVampire going to be on that list.
So far, so good.
Voodoo, great read. Of course, if you were angry last week, you're going to be angrier this week, so just watch that.
You know what? We're almost putting this in our top 6 just to see how many people it pisses off. 'Cause that's entertaining.
But it is good. Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
Fun book. I really like that Madame Xanadu's in this and Demon Knight, so I look forward to see how those
And
connect.
my expectations on Justice League Dark were very high, so I'll say give it a shot and pick it up.
And Andrew's going to add Teen Titans.
Actually, I'm not.
What?
I know I said I was going to add Teen Titans. I'm going to put Superman #1.
Really?
I am going to put Superman #1 because I think it's unfair for me to not recommend the book based on me preferring the old Superman. As a read and as an overall book, it's probably a better book than Teen Titans, and it is a better book than Teen Titans. Pick it up. It's not a reflection of how I feel about Superman, but they do a great job on the book.
And for me, my book of the week, All-Star Western. What an excellent, excellent book this is at the $1 more price. You get $10 worth of story out of this, so pick it up. It's excellent.
And I have decided that between Aquaman #1 and All-Star Western, this is as well my book of the week.
Oh, yeah.
They do a great job. Go out.
It's
pick
really,
it up.
between Aquaman and All-Star Western, like, they're both so good, but All-Star Western is just that great.
It is great. I mean, if you more prefer superheroes, Aquaman, you can't go wrong.
Not at all.
Jonah Hex is something different, and I think you'll like it.
Don't base anything on the movie. Read this.
Yeah. So thanks again for watching.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Leave us some comments. Say whatever you like. It's the internet. We love to hear you argue.
I disable comments.
What?